This is the first Sleeping Giants podcast. We're excited to introduce a member of our SGE Reborn CS team, currently 2-0 playing in the ESEA Open.
Introducing Riley Spiral Cavanaugh, a cracked 18-year-old prodigy with an ego that's probably bigger than yours.
Woohoo!
Riley, if there was a Tinder for CSGO where you had to really sell yourself, what would your bio and pictures feature?
I mean, I don't really take pictures of myself, so I mean, it'd probably just be clips. But I mean, like my bio would be probably hard fragger who can shoot, pew pew, bang bang, I win.
So where did the name Spiral come from?
I mean, it came around the time I was playing Black Ops 2 on the Xbox 360 days, the quick scoping, max sensitivity trick shotter phases. Those were some times. And I think I named myself Spiral because I used to hit a lot of trick shots, like 720s and whatnot. And I was joining a clan with some of my school friends, and that's where CS6 Spiral came from.
Do you have clips from that time, from your Black Ops time?
They're all deleted off my YouTube channel, unfortunately.
I feel like those should be the only thing featured in your picture clips for your Tinder for CSGO.
Oh, yes, sir, dude. You want to see me hit some spinny boys and just, pop you with the ballista, you know?
I'd sign you immediately.
Oh, of course.
All right, so what's this crack thing about? Where did that originate?
Oh. Is that the 7-Eleven one? Is that what you're talking about?
I don't know. Everyone's just saying crack dog about you constantly. I don't know what it means. I don't get it.
Dude, I mean, I guess it just means that, I get so many kills, they think I'm on drugs. I think that's what it means. But, I mean, yeah, that's probably what it means, you know? Because I'm a gamer. And I guess gamers are just cracked out when you're dropping 30 a game.
I think from outside watching in, from my perspective, when I'm watching you play, it's the vibe of what you play and how you play, and just your pure energy towards every single game you play is just it's cracked.
Oh yeah, dude,
it's insane to watch.
Nothing but big dick energy allowed. You know what I'm saying? You gotta establish your dominance over the enemy, and once you do that, and they just start absolutely quaking. That's how you know you're winning, dude. And then you know what? You just pull out a couple 1-dongs, some 1-bigs, and then I guess you just win the game, dude. Easy elo. You know what I mean?
Is that how you guys got to 2-0, you would say?
I mean...
By just the enemy team giving up?
I mean, getting 2-0 and open, I mean, that in itself isn't that difficult, but I think definitely the 2 games we've played have been tougher than, my years past in open. Because I used to be B- or C+ playing with these teams, and we would get forfeit wins and whatnot. But the first game of the season, we went against my first ESEA Open team. One of the players is still on there, the IGL Keenan, and that dude, he would talk mad smack, dude. It was so fulfilling when I dropped more kills than him, and I had better utility usage than him. Now that was satisfying. We played a really good team that game. I think we won 16-13 because I think Matt had the dumbest 1v3 at the end with the Glock burst. And then the second game, I think we just played really well. I think we all just played really well as a team. We had a couple mistakes, but what do you expect? It's going to happen. And yeah, we were just winning gunfights. We have a couple executes down, so I mean, that's always good when you at least somewhat know what you're doing. And it kind of looking like a unit out there. Not gonna cap.
Yeah, I definitely got that whole. You guys play really well as a team. I guess. So when you're not cracked out doing drugs, playing games, what does your day-to-day look like?
I'm doing. I have 4 college classes. Right now, I'm working a part-time job. Did 4 hours of that today, so that was fun. And then throughout my day, I don't really do much. If I feel like playing CS, I'll play that. Either that, or I'll play Madden because I'm pretty good at that, or NBA 2K. 'Cause my cousin, me and him are pretty good at it. And then if not, I'll probably watch YouTube or I'll listen to music. I haven't had as much time to listen to music lately, which sucks because a lot of people are releasing like some really good shit. But I mean, I get to it eventually, you know. And then obviously have to run a YouTube channel and stream. So yeah, that's kind of what I do.
That sounds really busy. I know college can be a huge commitment, so that's pretty impressive.
I mean, I'm just kind of vibing, you know. Only got an essay due tomorrow. Haven't started it yet, but you know, I'm gaming.
I'd say probably of like all time / why you got into CS.
So the reason why I started playing CS was I actually started out on my dad's MacBook, and we used a trackpad, bro. 20 frames per second. First days was P90 rushing through B tunnels as a CT, kind of satisfying. But I mean, my favorite team was Cloud9 because I believe at the time I know Nothing and Shroud was on the team, Skadoodle was on the team, and then I can't remember if it was during. I want to say it was during Freakazoid and Sean Garris was on that team as well at that time. And then, but that was like towards the end. And then after Sean Garris and Freakazoid, it was what Automatic and Stewie. And then I saw the Boston major. I was thinking like they got rid of Shot of Nothing. What? But I didn't really follow the scene at the time. And then they were in the major or whatever, and I watched the final map, and I'm like, oh my god, like they were gaming that day, dude. But I guess my favorite pro of all time is probably Braxton Swag Pierce. I don't know, he's just really really good mechanically. He's a fairly smart player, and I like to bait, so I mean he kind of suits my style. Bait teammates, get frags, win rounds, win games. You know what I mean? But I think definitely Swag, he just kind of oozes that confidence, and it's kind of like when you know somebody good that hops into a server, you know they're gonna do good. And I think I just want to pull up into the server and people know, yo, watch out for that dude. He's kind of got a large dong, so you want to stay away from him. And then I still do well, and it's just really satisfying knowing, like, obviously not quite yet because I'm still in open and not as much people know me, except for some people around the community that I've known for a while. But definitely, I do want to get to the point where people kind of know me as like a good player, and they always need to watch out for what I'm gonna do. Kind of like Swag. Whenever he's in the server, you just know he's gonna do something good, or you just know he's gonna win the round somehow.
Do you feel like there's a sense of unpredictability that comes around with the way that your playstyle and Braxton's playstyle is?
Well, I say for me, I'd say I always try to do the right thing in the scenario. For the most part, I like going for gunfights and trades, but a lot of what I do is that, like, I feel like I excel in just about every role, at least at this current level. Maybe at like, let's say if I was playing an MDL, I probably don't succeed at all at every single role between support, entry, lurk, and whatnot. But at least at this current level, I feel like I'm just very strong at every area, except for maybe IGLing, because I haven't done that in a long time. But I just feel like I'm very strong with each gun and like with each role that I'm just always confident what I'm going to do. I feel like I'm always going to make the right play. You know, no matter what I'm doing, I trust that my teammates are going to do the right things and I can do what I want to do. Like one round I can be lurking in apps and like on Inferno, get a kill or two, and then oh boy, let's say Mirage, I go for a window peek or something. Or when Cash was still in the pool, I was more of an anchor and an entry fragger. Like I feel like I can definitely adapt to what the team needs, and I just feel like I'm very strong. And just like Braxton, he doesn't really excel at anything unless getting kills, but that's kind of what you need to do. But he doesn't really excel at any role, but he's very strong at all of them, and I feel like that's how I am, and that's what I strive to do. Just be a very strong player overall instead of just a one trick. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I definitely see that when I watch you do some pugs on your stream. I can see some dynamics happening there. So tell me about some of your other current goals that you want to get to pretty short term.
I think the only real short term goal I have is if I get 15 subs on Twitch, and then I get into the tier 1 emo, which is going to be cool. Right now, I just have a what we call bullet bill emo. It's pretty fire, but it's the only one. So if I get another one, might be able to spice it up a little bit more. Other than that, I want to. I don't know if it's necessarily short goal, but within the season, I want to make playoffs and get to main with the boys because I know we're definitely capable of that, and I definitely know they're strong enough. Some of them are a little inexperienced, but hopefully I can bring them up, and then we all improve not only as a team but also individually, so we cut down on those mistakes and just overall become better.
Goal, I guess, with Twitch, are you hoping to make it something, or are you just doing streams while you're playing?
Well, I definitely want it to become something. I don't stream as consistent as I used to. I've taken 3 different year-long breaks during high school. Used to get a lot of viewers, a lot of around 20 a stream, took a break, came back, 10 a stream. Now I don't really get any traffic because each year I would switch games from, let's say, Counter-Strike or Madden. I was really good at that for a while. But I don't stream as consistently anymore. And I think that just becomes with me just doing more stuff and not always being in the mood. But if I can, I definitely would want to do it because I feel like I can be entertaining when I want to if I'm in a solid mood. I feel like whenever I stream, I always have a good time. Sometimes get a little bit tilted in pugs or we lose, whatever. But for the most part, I feel like I usually have a positive vibe and I'm always just interacting with chat whenever I can, Even though I always want to win the game, I know that it's an entertainment thing and you always got to be focused on chat, Even though, let's say I'm playing a pug and, it might not always be the right play, but if if it's a clip, it's a clip and, you go for it, But yeah, definitely if I can make it something, I would love to be a streamer. Obviously, I would do that alongside also working and doing college because college is, even though I don't want to do it, it's never bad to get a degree and working a job alongside streaming. I always have that consistent income plus the potential income of streaming. So I think that'd be amazing, definitely.
Yeah, I agree. What kind of goals do you have with school?
Get my degree. That's about it.
That's good enough. I feel that. So how would you define success anywhere in gaming, in your life?
That's really, really broad because success can come down to winning an aim fight. And let's say I win an aim batting Counter-Strike. That's a success. Let's say I win a game. That's a success, There's those very small ones, but then I think becoming a successful person is obtaining the funds to live off of, such as the consistent job. Usually a successful life comes with getting a sustainable income, getting married, settling down, all the basic stuff. Being successful in streaming would be being able to make a living off of it and do it on a day-to-day basis, loving it. Success in Counter-Strike would mean winning tournaments. Success in school would mean graduating. There's all those small things in school terms. A small success is getting a nice 86 on an essay that you put no time into, or just getting a nice 90 on a test after you struggle with that subject. Wow, both that and graduating, both of those would definitely be successes. That's not there's nothing wrong with that. Both are successes, but one's more of a small success where a lot of them are going to happen, but they're not as impactful as that big one that's going to be graduating, getting a raise, stuff like that.
Okay, I agree with that. I think that's good.
In your terms though, where do you want to find success? CS streaming or just in general life, where do you want to find success?
Counter-Strike 100%. I mean, it's at minimum, it's the best FPS game ever played. And no matter how many times I've taken a break from this fucking game, it always brings me back in. Took a break to play Valorant, won my first tournament. It looked good. And then there was like a week-long break from that beta or whatever until the game came out, and then I played some Counter-Strike, and it grew back on me, and it's like much stronger than it ever was, considering I've come back and I'm definitely a way stronger player than I used to be. I'm not quite sure why. It could be from the break, having a more open mind. Like, I'm not quite sure because, yeah, I'm actually not quite sure, but I definitely think I don't regret coming back to CS. I'm loving it, and right now it's been the best team experience I have. I love playing with my teammates. You know, some of them kind of tilt me every once in a while. You know, some we throw some comments in there. You know, calling some people Canucks and whatnot. But I mean, it's part of being a teammate. You like to joke fun, you poke fun at people. You know.
We love banter.
Oh, of course, dude. Always, team banter is the best banter, especially during games. And then you bring up everybody's spirits and you start you know you're having fun and you're doing something right when you're able to joke around with the boys during a match and still win it.
It's definitely a good feeling. I like that. You're very hungry. You're very passionate toward where you want to go, what you want to do. I think that's awesome.
I'm kind of thirsty though because I'm drinking some milk right now. It's kind of nice, not gonna cap.
Or what kind of advice would you give to a small streamer that wants to find success in becoming a streamer?
I would say find something you're good at and love doing, but also don't make streaming the only priority, because even though everybody wants to be a successful streamer, it may not work out. So I'd say don't stream 12 hours a day when you're getting a couple of viewers. Maybe do 3 or 4 hour streams every day, or stream like. Don't make streaming your only priority. Like, still go to school, still go to work, stuff like that, because school and work, they're always going to be there for you. But with content creation, it's quite literally make it or break it. Or it's like making any type of original content, whether it be music, video editing, all of that. It's make it or break it, and it's either going to be a slow and really long and steady climb, like years and years, or you could just get lucky, become friends with somebody, something happens, and boom, you're already shot up. And even then, that's only temporary. It's going to come back down. So while you definitely want to focus on that if you want it to make it like a reality, don't make it the only thing you're looking at, because you could get burnt out of doing it. That happened to me a couple of times, was not good. It could result in like depression. You never know. But while I do say focus on it, don't make it the only thing on your mind. You know, if that fails, then you're kind of broken as an individual.
Yeah, I like that note about, like, it's not necessarily just about content. It's about hype. It's about you as an individual. You have to sell yourself.
Yeah, because you're marketing it's quite literally advertising for yourself, but instead of advertising a product, you're just showing off yourself and hoping a shitload of people show up and donate you money, because at the end of the day, people don't have to donate shit, you know? So you definitely need just a cool group of people. Like, even though I don't get as many viewers anymore, I think I like my viewers more because they're interactive and supportive. Also, if you hear people in my background.
And then just to derail a little bit, I know a lot of people put music on their streams. I haven't necessarily noticed any music playing on yours, but I know you're very passionate about music and discussing it. Can you talk a little bit about the music you like and why it's important to you?
Well, in essence, music kind of saved my life, so I'm always going to love it. But I run a secondary YouTube channel. I don't put that out to anybody because it's just me posting like really small artist music, and it gets like quite a bit of views. But I don't like sharing it out to other people, because I mean, if people find it, they find it. You know, I'm not actively advertising it, and even though technically I'd be failing as a YouTuber doing that, I'm just doing it for fun, and it takes me 30 minutes. And let's say one person finds it and like, oh shit, this dude's kind of dope, and then now they're loving their music for the rest of their life, you know? Like, you just have to hear that one song and then you're already hooked, and music like can actually like save people. But I listen to a bunch of stuff, but I love the emo shit, dude. That's my shit. I mean, not all of it's sad, but in essence, it's the SoundCloud emo shit, dude. And I could go on and on, dude. I could probably talk for 3 hours about each individual artist I listen to, dude. I have like 40 playlists. Like, I love music, dude. I mean, if you have more questions about music, I can go on and on.
I think I definitely have to agree with your note that
Yeah.
music saves life. You
Oh,
know,
100%.
we've all been through a lot. I'm not going to discuss my personal life on this, but I've been there. You know, there has been certain music or certain types / certain artists that have saved my life, and I
Yeah.
would say that is definitely 100% for a lot of people.
I mean, as somebody who's like suffered from depression since like freshman year of high school, and it's not that bad now, but it's like a switch that turns on and you're instantly just broken. Like the thing about that like the music I listen to is even though it's sad, it keeps you in that place where yeah, I'm just not feeling it right now. Instead of, let's say somebody is like emotionally unstable, that music could keep them in a boundary where yeah, they're not happy, but they're just kind of sad right now until they get better. And I just think music is quite. I don't think I would be alive if music never existed. Like if I just put it that way, like it definitely, especially it just helps me keep my mental right. Like because music's it's just like the best thing ever, and like it can quite literally change the atmosphere. Like coming home, sometimes I get off work at 10, and even though I like my job, I just plug in the aux cord and I listen to just, even if it's like the most depressing like stuff, it just fills my ears and it just makes me smile and feel just good about myself. Like, yeah, I'm going home. I'm probably gonna chat with the boys for a few hours and sleep, and then wake up and then maybe have to do some homework, and then you're just fine. I mean, it's just good.
I would definitely say that's how it is for a lot of people because, like, I know
Yeah.
from the moment I, wake up on my way to work or on my way home or at home, music is just constantly playing. It's keeping you in that state where either you're vibing or even if you're not vibing, you're still feeling good. But
Yeah, definitely, dude.
That's a great contribution. I think it's neat. I don't have a huge connection with music, but I do understand and respect people that do, and I get it. That's awesome.
You're kind of weird then, but I mean, like, you're still a person, so you're kind of cool, all right?
Thanks. I tried.
I'm weird too. Don't get down about it. I mean, I like playing video games, so I mean, you can.
So speaking of video games, like that's super weird that we would talk about that. What games do you enjoy to play with your friends primarily?
I honestly, I don't really have that many like friends in general. Like all of my like IRL friends, they live like an hour and a half away. I don't really talk to them. I didn't have that many at my old school. I was kind of that person at school where everybody kind of knew me and they kind of got along with me, but that was about like the extent to it. Other than a few people, like yeah, you were cool with me because I was cool with pretty much fucking everybody except for the preppy kids. Fuck the preppy kids. Those guys sucked. But
so preach that shit.
but yeah.
No, I feel that you can hop around groups, no problem. Everyone's kind of accepting of you, no big deal.
Yeah, I mean, I just kind of, I fit in, but I didn't at the same time. I don't know. That sounds weird, but that's kind of how it was, you know. I was simultaneously like the loner and like the kid who like listened to music with his earbuds in class, didn't do shit. But then everybody also knew me and got along with me. Like it was really weird. I mean, I'm cool with it, dude. I'm introvert anyways. Oh shit, they're playing music.
That karaoke?
Oh yeah, yeah. They were doing it earlier. I thought they stopped, but I think they're just really drunk now.
So this is your 1v4 clip from the ESA Open against quote unquote thick legends. This is your 1v4. You guys smacked him. Now you're 2-0.
All right. So if you back up before that, my plan was I think I sent Matt's version of the clip. He has a little bit better quality, and I'm not loud at the end. But what happened is that my plan was to save the op. You can see it right there. and I went to go pick it up, but I don't know if you can hear it in the video, but to my left, I heard somebody very close. So I thought he was like tree or something. And so the chances of me getting away with that op is very slim. And so I just take the fight, you know, because I mean, that's probably the best. I'd rather get 1 or 2 than nothing at all. So I just go for the fight. Alright, so you can pause it there. So what happens is that asshole actually TK'd his teammate when I had my crosser on his head. You know, fuck that guy. It should be a 1v4, but it counted as 1v3 on ESEA. On ESEA. I hate that dude. So I quote unquote kill the dude close, but then I see a dude that's also peeking fountain. So I take a few shots and I go into cover and repeat because you know, sometimes I like to be a Peruvian and like fucking wide sling him, right? So I take the fight and I kill him, okay? So now it's a 1-on-2, right? And I know that an opper killed 2 of my guys and he was around pit area, okay? At least that's where the boys died from. I saw on the minimap. Obviously, they have legs. They're not like mobile. They're not in a wheelchair, so they can be wherever. And so right here, in the situation, I didn't even think about where they were. The only thing I thought was that when I go pick up the op, because that's the next thing I did, I picked up the op, and I tried double zooming. Actually, just play the clip, and then I'll talk you through it afterwards. All right, you can pause it. So what happened there is that I think I jiggle peeked first, and he wasn't right side new box. So I thought he was gonna be left side new box. So I was hoping for a right eye peek, and I was double zooming on left side new box because I mean that's a somewhat common angle, and I expected it. But right before I scoped in, dude showed up on my right side of my screen, and you know, I can kind of do everything. I used to main op. And so he peeked from grill, and I just kind of flicked onto him. And then right after that, I didn't even think I killed him. But in the top right of like my eye, I see that I killed him. And then I get to call out last guy 1 HP, or last guy ding. And if you want to roll the clip.
So real quick, was this the guy that you just killed, the one that piqued your hearing to know that you could have taken on this fight?
The guy that was close to tree. Once I heard him close, I didn't know if he was swinging or not, so I didn't know if I had the opportunity to pick up the op and save it, so I just went for the fight. And after I cleared wide, I cleared close and got the 2 guys.
Gotcha.
And then, if you want to play the clip, stop once I get to like church or like church. So I got the kill. I clear out new box and whatnot, and then I go and molly it. If you want to go through it. So I molly new box, and I still didn't kill a guy new box. So pause it. So I knew that guy new box was either gonna, if he was there, then he's gonna run to second oranges, or I'm gonna gamble and he's gotta be banana somewhere. And he was 1 HP, and instead of picking up the M4, I ran with my pistol out because he's 1 HP, and the bomb's already ticked for like maybe 18, 20 seconds before I even got to church. And so I'm just over here with my pistol out, 1 HP, I got them. And then if you want to roll the rest of the clip.
Oh my god.
Oh, so much! And right there, I fake defused, and I headshotted him. I mean, that's kind of self-explanatory, you know?
One's ding.
Win this. Go fucking win this. Last guy's ding. Last guy's ding.
Give me a give a kit. Oh my god.
Oh, I'm so much better than these kids!
Holy shit. Oh my god.
Okay, so this season, how would you say you've got involved with, our org / our team?
What is it? Let's see. I don't know how to phrase it, but I was trying out for teams, and I had a bunch of offers. From both open and IM teams. I had like 4 or 5 IM offers. And I had a bunch more open offers. And a lot of them I easily declined because of like ranks, or I didn't play with them. But I definitely had quite a few IM teams. I considered all of them, and I had like 2 or 3 open teams. Considered playing open with some of my friends. That shit quit after like 2 days because they wanted to kick everybody off the team. Kind of not cool. But I remember I think somebody said that at the time I didn't know his name, but Adam grieving. So they said Adam was trying out, or no, Derek said he was trying out for Adam's when I asked him to join my open, play with friends and shit. And I remember he said something like, it was like a little while later that he wasn't going to play for that team. And then I don't know how much later it was, probably a few days, but I get a DM from Adam, and he's like, "Hey, do you want to try out?" And then tryouts go well. I top frag like always, 'cause it's like a fucking stud, absolute fat cock gamer. Like I just slinging it around, getting 30 bombs, just like destroying like the whole entire enemy team. I don't care what you are, cyborg, robot, cartoon, alien. Like you were getting dumpstered on if you played me in a pug. And it worked out well, we played for a little bit, and somebody that I've been trying to be on a team with the whole entire season, Jared, or Adrolite, as he's known in game, Jared, and he was still looking for a team, and I told him, yo, I got a group of people, and by the way, this is like the 5th team we tried to make this season alone with Jared, and he said he meshed really well with the other dudes, but he decided to join our team. And he's definitely been playing really well as well. His fragging's definitely kicked up since we started the league.
Yeah, I definitely noticed that. Like, watching him play, it's been very, it's been like just like a good energy watching all of you guys play together.
I mean, I'm the best, but at the end of the day, it's still a team thing, and I don't think I'd be playing this well if it wasn't for my...
Yeah.
Just allowing me to focus on my role instead of having to, like, micromanage like your normal pod.
So, like, for you, like, for your future / in this team, like, where do you guys see yourself 5 years from now, if you can look that far down the road?
So, are you talking about if we stay together for 5 years?
Yeah.
I mean, like, winning the major every single time, of fucking course. No, but if we stay together for 5 years, I definitely expect us to Pro League by then. Like, if CS still has an active fan base, which I think it will, because it's the best first-person shooter ever. But I think if it lasts that long, and if we stay a team for 5 years, there's no doubt we're pro. I think we could probably go pro if we play together for probably 2 years, 3 years. Depends on how fast we get out of certain leagues. But I definitely think we can definitely do it within I bet we can become a pros team if we just us 5 stay together. Like, no conflicts, nothing bad happens. Everything's all like peachy and fun, and we got rainbows coming out of our asses. I think we definitely would probably go pro within 3, 4, 5 years. Definitely in 5 years, hopefully win a major too by then. That's definitely hopeful, because winning a major is probably fucking difficult, because it's like only the top level of competition, and only the I almost said something really suspect, but only the best of the best win majors. Ain't no shitters allowed up there.
I mean, then again, Ents made it up there, but
Yeah, but the thing is, they were just underdogs at the time.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
Any team that makes it up there they deserve to be up there, dude.
Yeah. So, like, since joining the team, like, what do you like about the organization as a whole?
I mean, we all just kind of vibe. just kind of vibe, you know. I don't spend much time in like the community Discord because I really just technically have a shitload of time, but also no time at the same time. If you get what I mean.
Oh, I do, 100%.
And it just seems like a nice group of people, you know. I mean, ePost did give me a Twitch Prime sub, you know. She's a lad. So we're just kind of vibing, you know.
Gotcha.
You know, we support the homies, no homo. You know, we give them their kisses goodnight, you know. Only if they ask for it, you know. I mean, everything's just kind of self-explanatory, you know. You practice as a team, and then you get better. I mean, I feel like I don't want to come off as douchey, but I feel like it's really obvious that in order to improve as a team, you play together. I mean, you don't dick around for 2 hours in practice. No, you go over like maybe in one or two more new strats, and then you go test them out in scrims. And then you know what? Hey, it worked. You know what? Let's adjust one or two things and let's run it an elite match. That didn't work? All right, well, let's brainstorm another idea, or we just change it so that it does work, you know? But yeah, it's always just failing makes you better. Like, every time you fail a strat, you know why it fails and how to make it better, or you just know never to run it again because it's a really bad strat.
When you run into those issues, do you ever have conflicts with the team? Is there any issues?
Like if
shouting
something doesn't work? Like when something doesn't work?
Yeah.
Not really. I mean, sometimes there's miscommunication or like us not realizing something else from another point of view. Like in the last game alone, what was it? There's the pixel angle from boiler to like top mid.
Yeah.
Matt died from that angle just because I simply couldn't watch it from where I was. And I don't think he took into consideration that I couldn't do that without falling myself. I mean, I ended up trading him, and I think we won the round, but it's just something that, now we know it's not possible unless I'm already in boiler or we have apps. So while it is something like that, usually it's solved by the time the next round happens. And we're like, all right, well, the reason why this didn't work is because, well, the second you got flash, I was in the middle of throwing a flash. Next time, I'll keep my gun out longer. Or I won't flash if it seems like they're about to sight. You know, just simple stuff like, oh, well, this failed because I did this when they did that. Well, when they do that again, I'm going to do this instead. You know, it's just simple stuff like that. And just being able to communicate that to your team is just important. Like what is it? Like whenever I go to take apps, let's say on Inferno with Hydrolite or Jared, me and Jared already know what we're going to do. But even then, we went through it a couple more times. Hey, we got this down. So once I clear that, you clear that, and then we clear this, and then we do this. And then we've already done it so many times that it's kind of in our head. And then let's say one of us dies, well, the other one's going to get traded immediately if he's by himself. And it's just like an overall process of just like, because you always have to 100% trust you. It's like whenever I play, if you say something, I almost always drop what I'm doing to listen to your call. Like if you say dude's 1 HP, I'm fucking rushing him with a pistol. All right, that's kind of a bad idea, but you get what I mean. Based on your call out, just immediately. Yeah. Sometimes it bites me in the ass, but that's only in pugs when the enemy psychs me out of doing shit. Or if somebody's dead and they don't know what they're talking about. By the way, if you're playing Counter-Strike, don't talk when you're dead unless it's a call out right after you die. Other than that, you fucking mute. I mean, that's kind of harsh, but I mean, if you're dead, you're dead. Nothing will tilt a player more than you giving a bad call out when you're dead. I'm telling you right now, nothing will tilt a CS player more than if you give him a terrible call when you've been dead for a while.
Personally, I like when people can go through things, but at your level, you don't need that.
For the most part, And I think this just kind of comes with game sense. Cause I think I have the lowest amount of hours on the, but I feel like I have some of the strongest game sense. If you get what I mean, because a lot of the rounds that we win, I make really critical and accurate calls. Like one time, I'll give you 2 examples. The last 2 matches. So match 1 versus Keenan or whatever. They faked rotated out of B because they were making no mid presence, and I'm like, I heard that dude run away for a little bit too long. Jared, let's say B. I'm pretty sure it's a B hit. And you know what? We won that round without losing a single player. Or one time on Inferno, I don't know if this was during a scrim or if this was during the league game, but me and Jared, we were boosted up in Boiler, and they weren't really doing anything. There was 40 seconds left. There was nothing mid, and I'm like, yo, Matt, rotate B now. He rotated, and we ended up winning with people left alive. Why? Because Matt was able to. I mean, it ended up being like a 1 versus 5, but we won with 3 people left because Matt was able to trade. But it's just critical calls like that I think is also helping a lot.
Yeah, you've got a whole team of adaptable people that listen to comms, and it's crucial.
Yeah, definitely. Like now, if I make a bad call, I will get fucking butchered. If you make a bad call, expect to be butchered. I mean, like just expect that. But I think I've always been confident in my calls, but I feel like if you even give a tiny bit of information, I can most of the time work out what you're gonna do. Obviously, it's probably a way harder at a pro level when stuff is really, really minute and the type of like stuff you do and like micromanaging everything from even if I from just a bunch of different stuff, and you pick it up from either watching games, doing stuff, and learning. But I definitely think one of the reasons we're doing well is from like trust, and I think not necessarily on T side, but I think CT side I have super strong calls, and I think my team.
Well, it was good to have you, Spiral. All those links will be in the description. Probably might as well maybe both if she wants them in there.
Give me up to 15 Twitch subs. Yeah.
We will also be linking the Sigma Giants website and Discord, and we hope you guys check them out. Thank you.
Yeah, check out that website, or else you're not gaming. You heard it from me.